Hey there, science fans! It's your old pal, Kind Krishna 86, and let's get ready to explore the fascinating world of science. From the idea that we only use 10% of our brain, to the fear that cracking your knuckles causes arthritis, science myths are everywhere. But what's fact and what's fiction? Science is all about asking questions, making observations, and using evidence to separate fact from, well, let's just call it science fiction. But don't worry, we're gonna don our detective hats and dive into the world of science myths to separate the truth from the tall tales. So, buckle up, get ready for some serious myth-busting, and let's set the record straight. Are you with me? Let's go! Okay, let's start with a real head-scratcher, the idea that we only use 10% of our brains. But here's the thing, my friends, it's just not true. Our brains are incredibly complex and energy-hungry organs. Brain scans like EEGs and fMRIs show that pretty much every part of our brain is active throughout the day, even when we're performing simple tasks. If 90% of our brain was just sitting there unused, wouldn't evolution have gotten rid of it by now? The truth is, you're using your entire brain right now, listening to me debunk this myth. You're processing information, forming thoughts, and maybe even cracking a smile at my terrible jokes, all thanks to your amazing 100% active brain. So, next time someone tries to tell you about unlocking your hidden brain power, you can tell them that you're already using all the brain power you've got, and that's pretty darn impressive. Let's talk about a myth that's close to my, well, let's just say my hands and probably yours too. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. We've all heard it, right? That popping sound you hear when you crack your knuckles isn't bones grinding together or anything scary like that. It's not your bones at all. It's actually caused by tiny gas bubbles forming in the synovial fluid, which is the slippery stuff that helps our joints move smoothly. Think of it as a natural lubricant for your joints. When you stretch or bend your finger, you change the pressure inside the joint and those gas bubbles collapse, making that distinctive popping sound. It's a bit like popping a bubble wrap. Now I know what you're thinking, but Bill, my grandpa always cracked his knuckles and he has terrible arthritis. Well, that might be true, but it's a correlation, not causation. Just because two things happen together doesn't mean one caused the other. Arthritis is a complex condition caused by wear and tear on the joints, genetics, and other factors. It's not as simple as just cracking your knuckles. Cracking your knuckles doesn't cause arthritis, but it might be a sign of other underlying joint issues. So, it's worth paying attention to your body. So, if you're experiencing joint pain or stiffness, it's always a good idea to check in with your doctor just in case. Better safe than sorry, right? But for the rest of us knuckle crackers out there, rest assured that you're not doing any permanent damage. So go ahead, crack away. Ah, goldfish. Those little shimmering wonders of the aquatic world. Their vibrant colors and graceful movements have captivated us for generations. But for years, they've been saddled with the reputation of having a 3-second memory. This myth has persisted despite evidence to the contrary. But here's the fishy truth: goldfish are far more intelligent than we give them credit for. They are capable of learning and remembering complex tasks. In reality, goldfish have been shown to have a memory span of at least 5 months. This is a far cry from the mere seconds we've been led to believe. They can remember their tank mates, recognize their owners, and even learn simple tricks. This shows a level of social intelligence and adaptability. Scientists have conducted numerous studies proving that goldfish are capable of remembering things for extended periods. These studies have debunked the 3-second myth. For instance, they can be trained to associate a certain color or light with feeding time, demonstrating their ability to learn and adapt to their environment. And they'll remember to swim to that spot when they're hungry. This shows their ability to form and retain memories. They can even be taught to navigate mazes and perform other cognitive tasks. This level of problem solving is quite impressive for such a small creature. So, next time you see a goldfish, remember they're not just pretty faces. They are intelligent beings with a lot more going on in those tiny heads than we might think. They're curious, engaging, and capable of forming bonds with their human caretakers. They deserve our respect, our admiration, and maybe even a little extra fish flake or two for their impressive memories. So let's give these little aquatic wonders the recognition they truly deserve. After all, they're much more than just a fleeting memory. Let's address the age-old debate that has caused countless headaches for parents and sugar highs for kids. Does sugar really make kids hyperactive? This question has been the subject of many discussions and even more parental concerns over the years. It's a common belief that a sugary treat equals a wild child bouncing off the walls, but is there any scientific evidence to support this claim? Or is it just another myth that has been perpetuated over time? Well, the answer might surprise you. Despite what many believe, the connection between sugar and hyperactivity isn't as clear-cut as it seems. While it's true that sugar provides a quick burst of energy, numerous studies have shown that there's no direct link between sugar consumption and hyperactivity in children. This might come as a shock to many parents. In fact, some studies have even found that children who consume sugar actually exhibit lower levels of activity compared to those who consume sugar-free alternatives. This counterintuitive finding challenges the conventional wisdom. So, why the widespread belief in the sugar rush? Why do so many parents swear by it? It might have to do with the context in which children typically consume sugary treats. These contexts are often high-energy environments. Think birthday parties, holidays, and other exciting events. These are times when kids are naturally more excited and active. These occasions are often filled with stimulation, social interaction, and anticipation, all of which can contribute to increased activity levels in children, regardless of what they're eating. The environment plays a significant role. In other words, it's the excitement of the event, not the sugar itself, that's often to blame for the perceived hyperactivity. The context is key. Moderation is key, as with all things, but don't be afraid to let your kids enjoy a little bit of sweetness in their lives. After all, a balanced approach is always the best. So there you have it, folks. We've busted some of the most common science myths, and hopefully, you've learned a thing or two along the way. Remember, science is all about curiosity, critical thinking, and challenging what we think we know. Don't be afraid to question everything, look for evidence, and never stop exploring the wonders of the universe. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep on learning. And remember, subscribe for more science truths and no myths.